So we're going to move on and look at this a similar action with the John Wayne sweep.
What's called John Wayne sweep?
Ask Carol, she's a professional in this sort of field, okay? And we're going to use it to recover our half guard. So I'll just go over a couple of things that we're doing to recover our half guard now. When they've covered our knee and they've got chest to chest, remember, I'm only stepping the inside foot out. I'm not doing a lockdown or anything like that. What I'm looking to do is to frame heavy on the hip, get some head movement so I can make some space, and then freeing up the inside knee straight away. The hand is the placeholder for my right knee here. So I move the head, shrimp away, and my right knee goes in against the hip. I start regaining the inside space with my shell guard, okay? So we're gonna look for this same sort of thing, but now it's like really flattening me out, it's driving on and there's a lot of force. So with my feet, I'm going to use a very similar sort of action that we just looked at for the John Wayne sweep. The inside foot comes out and my outside foot stands right next to the knee, okay? What I'm looking to do is to track this knee, so when I do this action moving out to the side, he can't follow with that knee. So I'll lose when I start to move, he's just going to move his knee. So this foot on the outside is only used to cover that knee. Okay? The action is the same for the John Wayne sweep. I'm using my inside knee. Now as I start to move him out to my left, I'm swinging my knees out. Okay? Now this is creating a lot of space up at my head. So we're going to look for two things: to get this back as an underhook and to free up our head from the crossface. So Steve does not want to lose position at all. So the most common reaction we get here is they're going to base heavy on this right hand, so that as I start to move them, they don't fall over. Okay? We are going to use that to create that hole so I can dive in with my underhook. With the crossface, I can't just remove it, especially by moving this way. It's probably, if anything, it's going to put it on more. But I'm just cupping in under his armpit, okay, to give me a little bit of space as I move out to my left. So I'm swinging my knees out to the left, and I've just created a little bit of space with my right hand inside his armpit. I can shoot in my underhook. Now when I shoot in my underhook, I know we've spoken about this before, as I come back to the center line, I'm not going to go down onto his hip line to start off with. Right now, Steve's using his head to cover my shoulder, which is making it very hard to use this underhook. The other thing that they will do is there's a lot of space here, they'll just re-pummel and get his own underhook. And we're back at square one, okay? So when I'm looking at this underhook, it's actually more so I can use this arm as a lever to create some space here, okay? So he's in crossface, chest to chest, I'm pinning the knees, I'm moving him out to the side. I'm looking for my underhook, but I'm looking at his elbow. So rather than getting into his armpit or across his hip, I'm looking at his elbow. So when I come back, I can start shucking him over my head. Okay? Using this arm as a lever so I can start pushing him up. This is what's going to happen is a very similar sort of action that we use for our whip up, and I know I've told you guys I don't use the lockdown. This is a similar action that I would use. So if you are a lockdown user, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, swinging the knees out, creating some space, looking for my underhook, and coming straight back in. Okay, now, as I start to whip up, so I'm going to bring my knees to my chest as I push him forward. Okay, this is taking all the weight off me. Now I can use the legs to pendulum up, and I can get into my underhook here, creating the dogfight position or coyote guard. Okay? Using the same action we've used before by stepping now with my outside foot in. So my outside foot comes in, dragging his heel. Now I can push him forward to drag out my back leg. We can go straight into our sweep from here, whether I come up on top or whether I dive in underneath and look at our Homer Simpson style sweep, or I can just come up and tackle the toe. Okay, all options that you can use. So let's recover a few of these details. Steve has already messed me up. He's got crossface, chest to chest. He's covered my my inside knee. Okay. For whatever reason, his knees may be too high up into my armpit, and I can't frame on his hip, so I'm going to have to move everything else. Making sure I'm nice and tight to this knee with my outside leg. Inside leg's just stepping in. I'm using that same action we've worked on for our John Wayne sweep to start swinging him out to my left. Swinging him out, pushing up that armpit, looking for that underhook so I can start to bring him back in. Okay, we're looking at our whip up, so I'm trying to bring my knees up to my chest. So the way that I'm doing this as well, it's going to work a lot better if I can catch the momentum. So a lot of the times people are trying to square back up because they don't like being pushed out so far. As I feel him trying to square back up, that's the moment I'm swinging my knees up to my head. So I'm John Wayne in, he starts to square up, I've pushed him away from me. Now I can start to swing up, get my underhook onto the far hip, I'm on my elbow. I'm using my hips now. So my left foot is based on the floor so I can bridge into him, which makes it very easy to draw out that bottom knee. I can come up, we're in a dogfight sort of a position, but I can start attacking towards his back. Maybe I shuck him off, and we start with our turtle attacks. Okay guys, that's it.